Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for a bonus banger, man. That's a lock. It's time for a bonus banger. You already know what it is. It's time for a bonus banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, I have no problem delivering this content to the people that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings, and I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it. That's all I want you to do. It's about to get hot this summer. We already know how it be in the summertime, man. What we gonna do, man? We're gonna keep proving these people right, man, that we just a bunch of maniacs running around. We're gonna end up in jail in the summertime, or we're gonna prove ourselves right and just get out the stuff that we into, man. Change your life around, man. Like if you still out here just being a hoodlum for no reason, it don't have nothing to do with no money. Y'all ain't beefing over no money. Y'all ain't beefing over nothing. Y'all out here beefing over streets and blocks that don't even belong to y'all, man. But that's what y'all ready to go to war for, man. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from people that already lost people on both sides. And I know a lot of beefs can't get let go. But at the same time, man, it got to be some point in your life, man. You be like, man, I'm just out here just beefing and just going at people and just doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff. And I already know what the outcome going to be. Like, how dumb can you be, though? Like, it's supposed to be about the money, man. I'm not encouraging nobody to go out here, break the law and get money. But I'm just saying, man, like this life is about like leveling yourself up, man. Not trying to put yourself in the grave or in the jail cell, man. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Y'all out here beefing for nothing. It don't make sense, man. So turn your life around. Stop hanging around them same dudes that just want to slide and glide all day, man, and do something else like stay out the way, man. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all to do, man. Staying out the way is the best life. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. It's time for a bonus banger. That's what I need y'all to do this one. Like, shit, this raps way, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But it's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called They Was Just Using Them. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation. But we are aware, people. We in penitentiary, man. When crazy things happen all the time. You witness and see all type of stuff in there, man. You go through all type of stuff in there, man. There's like so many people that's in there that just so grimy, man. Like that's why, like prison. When I be telling y'all some of the stories, and y'all be like, man, Trey, that's like, man, you gotta understand, grimy gotta meet grimy, man. Like sometimes you gotta put your grimy shoes on, man. What y'all fail to understand is that everybody in there are scumbags, man. I was even a scumbag when I was in there at times, man. Like, I mean, I was a criminal. So that made me a scumbag. So when scumbag meets scumbag, man, there's no honor amongst maniacs. And y'all already know that, man. So like, you can't really trust nobody in there. That's basically what I'm trying to say, man. People come in prison, people get to certain spots and feel like, you know, just because these people from where I'm from or whatever the case, you can trust these people, man. You cannot really trust a lot of people in there, man, because prison is a dangerous place. And it's a place where everybody will try to be as grimy as possible. If you don't believe me, man, just get locked up, man, and watch. That's all I'm telling y'all, man. But with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. And man, I can remember being on Lawrenceville, man. But we're running the tape back a little bit, man. We're going to start on Sussex 2, even though we on Lawrenceville for this story, man. But I got to tell y'all about this dude I had met, man. We're going to call him Tyson, man. Now, Tyson won't no dude that because of his name, you know what I mean? I'm just giving him the name Tyson, but it was similar to that. But you know, Tyson was a laid back dude. Like I met him when I was in the pod about to get ready to come to Lawrenceville. Like, you know, I'll be telling y'all stories about that pod, like how I was like trying to be ducked off, how I'm trying to stay out the way and do all these other things. Like that's what was going on in that block. It was so many of us in there that was just trying to just make it off that block, man. Like I just think that a lot of people think we couldn't do it because it was so many dudes that changed their life around in prison just to get off Sussex too, man. Like, we saw what it was, man. We saw how they was changing up the whole camp. We seen how the investigator was tearing everybody off. You couldn't mess with the la. They had fences everywhere. I told y'all this, man. That gave us the motivation to get off that camp, man. So like, I started just meeting a bunch of dudes that was just staying out the way, that was just trying to get transferred no matter where they was trying to go. Now, like I had told y'all in another prior story Lawrenceville had a contract with Sussex 2, which means when somebody level goes down on Sussex 2, they'll send them to Lawrenceville. And on Lawrenceville, when somebody level goes up to a 4, which Sussex 2 is, and where we at, they will send them to Sussex 2. So like, we just saw everybody that they kicked off Lawrenceville. And like, we would meet these guys, and all these guys would have stories. And like, you know, me, I'm looking at the story. I'm listening to the story as like, yo, like, this stuff sounds amazing what dudes talking about. You know, now that they kicked off the camp and now they on Sussex 2, you know, they talking like it's, you know, it's in the way now because now they transfer. Like, yeah, man, they're joining the way now, man, because of this and because of that. But I have met so many people that then came from Lawrenceville and then gave up the game about like just what it is and how it is and what be going on. I felt like I had to see with my own eyes, man. So that's what put me in the whole mindset of I gotta stay charge free for a year. And that's what we was doing in there, man. So I had to end up meeting Tyson because all of us had to get jobs. All of us had to do jobs in there. Like when you trying to stay charge free, of course, you're gonna sign up for a job that will help, you know, school job, charge free. That's the main thing that helps your annual review when you go for your annual review and make your level drop. So I had to end up getting a job, man. And my job was cleaning the showers on the late night. Now, I used to clean the showers on the late night. I would come out, clean the showers real quick, you know, easy job, nothing crazy, and go back in the cell. But sometimes it depends who's working. I would kick it with my man. My man was in the cell with Tyson. Now, I would kick it with Tyson because Tyson was selling with my homeboy. And we'll all be in there. They'll be in the cell. And sometimes I'll just pull up, I'll pull my trash can from out my cell and I'll just pull up to their tray slot and be talking to them right there. Me and them be kicking it. And that's how me and Tyson got cool. Now, I ain't gonna say where Tyson was from, but Tyson was like a dude. He was a little younger than us. You know what I mean? Like I'm still in I'm like in my late 20s. Well, not really late 20s. I think I was 25 going on 26 or something like that. I'm still rather young myself. But Tyson was like I give Tyson probably like 22 or something like that, man. But Tyson was like a little brown skinned dude, had the little fro, kind of slim dude. He wasn't really all that tall, man. He didn't look like he'll hurt a fly. But at the end of the day, like his mindset was getting off Sussex, man. So that's why I used to kick it with him. So, you know, he used to tell me a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? He was telling my roommate and he was just telling me like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, he got up there kind of like, he got the Sussex when Sussex was just getting like tore down, like, want nothing to be done. You can try your hand, but good luck. You know what I mean? So he came to Sussex around that time. So he used to always tell us when we was in the cell, he was like, he just waiting to get transferred because when he get transferred, it's on. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, he go over there. He was like, man, his mom bring him to work. He was like, his sister bring him to work. He said he be swallowing the balloons. He was like, every visit he getting to work. That's what he said he do. So he was like, he liked to get to the bag. Like he told me all the stories, how he got to the bag on the street. He told me how everything, you know what I mean? He told me what everything, all the sacrifices he had to make. He told me how he liked to get some money on the street, man. You know what I mean? He just broke down everything. I'll be sitting at the tray slot kicking it with him. So when we was out in the pod, we'll be out. So when we come out for rec and be out in the pod, like I'll pull up and be kicking it with him and my homeboy again. And he used to be like around my homeboy. He wasn't even from Norfolk, but he was just a dude trying to get transferred. That's all he was trying to do. So like Tyson was a cool dude, man. Like when I met him in the joint, he was an all right guy. Like he didn't show signs of like, he was a coward. He didn't show signs of like, you know, he was stupid or something like that. He just was a regular dude in there just trying to stay out the way, y'all. So boom. And I was doing the same thing. Trying to stay out the way, man. So like that would made us a little bit more cooler now. I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, everybody was coming up there and, you know, the way they was moving people, like, it was crazy because, like, I got moved after a dude that went up for his annual review after me. So, like when everybody was waiting to finally get transferred, man, like, it was crazy because when I finally went up for my annual review, man, it felt so good. I ain't gonna lie, like, that junk felt so good to walk into the council office and the lady I sit down and the lady like, nope, you ain't got no charges all of 2008, white. I'm like, yeah, I had to stay out the way. Like I had to kind of change my ways and, you know what I mean? Do everything I was doing, leave the la alone. I didn't tell her that, but like this, you know, I'm feeling good. So she's like, all right, so pick 3 places you want to go. So I'm like, 3 places? She like, yeah, you got to pick 3 places. I was like, I can't just pick 1 place. She was like, nah, you got to put down 3 places. I was like, man, I just want to go to Lawrenceville. I said, put Lawrenceville down 3 times. She said, you want me to put Lawrenceville down 3 times? I was like, yes. Put Lawrenceville down 3 times. I don't want to go nowhere. She was like, what about Greensville? What about this? What about Buckingham? I was like, listen, I want to go to Lawrenceville. That's all I'm trying to go to. She was like, all right. So she put it down 3 times. So like, she told me she was proud of me, you know, happy that I was able to stay out the way this long, man. It felt good walking out of that office knowing that, man, I'm up for transfer now. Now, when you up for transfer, you still can't fumble the ball because you'll mess your transfer up by fighting, you know what I mean, something serious, getting into it with the police. I think anything pertaining and going to the hole, that will mess your transfer up. So you still got to walk light. Even though you done made it a year to your annual review, you still got to walk light until you get transferred, man. Like, it really wasn't fair how you had to do all of that, man. Like, because it's a lot. I guess they feel like, yo, if you really want to do right, this is what you got to do right, man. So, like, I kind of just, you know what I mean? Like, just still stayed low. But I used to still kick it with Tyson and my other homeboy. It was a couple other dudes and I used to kick it with too, but like, they was one of the main ones I used to kick it with. So I seen people leave before me. But when it was time for me to go, man, it felt so good. I ain't gonna lie, man. They called me. Tyson was sick. My homeboy was sick. Everybody was sick. Like, yeah, that's crazy, T Weezy. Man, I'm like, man, I'm out of here. You hear me? It's time for me to go, man. So boom, I packed up and I was out of there, man. I walked out late night to go on the bus. Man, it felt like I was going to the crib, man, because I haven't been outside, y'all, in over 9 years, man. Almost 9 years, man. I haven't been outside at night in over 9 years. Substitute didn't have night rec. Come out late night. Like, we had 7 o'clock rec, but it was like when it gets dark late. So we never out there at dark. So like, I haven't been in the dark air. You know what I mean? Letting the air hit me, man. And so long, it felt crazy walking to the bus. So like, you know, I got my stuff together and I was out of there, man. Like, it was a wrap for me, man. Like, I didn't even really want to think about where I was coming from, where I just came from, man, because I knew it was a nightmare. So fast forward to take back now I'm on Lawrenceville, man. Now I'm over in 30 building where I'm situated. I've been on Lawrenceville now about almost a year, and I'm super comfortable now. I'm chilling, like I'm relaxing, and ain't nothing going on. You know what I mean? There's just a lot going on in that joint. So like, I'm having a ball in the pod, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Everything I heard about the stories about how everybody was doing, I love it, man. So now I'm up there. I was chilling. Everything was feeling good. So after growing them, I went home. Like, it was like a period of my time that I had to kind of like, you know, find like, yo, lock in or like what I'm gonna do. It's my time. I'm up here now, bro. You up on Lawrenceville now. Now it's time to get to some money. So I knew my time was gonna come. I just had to be more patient, man, now that I'm dolo. So like, I just kind of stayed in the cut, stayed in not messing with people. I just kind of not really like, not follow people. Like, I'm just, you know, a lot of people be following dudes in there because they got a phone, because they doing this and they want to be. I never was gonna be that guy. Because everything, I want to be the guy who the people was following. That's who I want to be, man. Like, I just knew my time was coming, so I was just being patient. So I can remember one day we was going to Chow Hall. So like I said, I think it's about a year I'm on Lawrenceville, but we going to the Chow Hall. I go inside the Chow Hall, I eat real quick. I dip out immediately though. So as I'm dipping out, they walking the intakes from the gym. They coming down the hill, and I guess they about to go into the medical, into the Chow Hall. I don't know, but it's like 5 of them. So when we was about to get ready to leave out, the CO was like, oh. He was like, y'all got to stay. Because it's like when you leave out the Chow Hall, you're leaving out inside like a gate. It's like a little gate area. You walk out, then you walk through the little gate. Then that's where they pat you down. Then you can go back to your building. So I come about the Chow Hall. I'm like this. The CO like, ho, man. Hold. He pushing dudes back. He like, hold on. He pulled the fence. Push. And he locked the joint. He's like, hold on, man. You got some intakes about to walk past. So I'm like, man, come on, man. I forgot why I was trying to get back to the building. So I'm like, man, Lord, man. So I'm standing by the joint. I'm like this. I'm like, I look. I see all the dudes coming. It's like 8 of them. They walking down. When they get close. Like in between like 3 dudes, I spot little Tyson. I'm like, I see him. I'm like Tyson. He like, oh, what's up, Weezy? What's up? I was like, what's good, bro? I was like, bro, when you get up here? He was like, today. I said, man, look, what building you going to? He was, bro, they said I'm coming to 30 building. I'm like, bro, you weathering, bro? He was like, nah, I'm coming to 30 building. I said, bro, I'm in 30 building. I said, oh, pod. He said, they ain't tell us yet. I said, bro, I'm in 33, bro. Tell him to put you in 33. He was like, what's up, though? What's going on with this junk? I was like, bro, when he was talking to me, I was lit. You know what I mean? Already. I was like, yo, bro, this junk lovely, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This ain't nothing like Sussex 2. You hear me? He was like, man, for real. I was like, bro, this junk lovely, bro. I'm telling you, man, this junk sweet. You gonna love this junk, man. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna be over there, though. You say you're in 33. I'm like, yeah. So the CO was like, come on. So the CO went and rushed him to the joint. So as the CO rushed him to the joint, I ain't even gonna lie. When they let us out the gate, I left out the gate feeling slightly happy because I'm like, yo, I just was sitting in here, y'all. Like, I haven't had no motion yet. You know what I mean? I had bought stuff, did a little, but I'm talking about like my own little plate. I haven't had none of that yet. None of that has happened. And I'm sitting there like, yo, they just brought bro up here, man. Bro talk about he going to that VI, man. Like, maybe that was the opportunity I was waiting on, y'all. So boom. So I walked back to the pod feeling happy because I'm like, I already know how Tyson get down. You know what I mean? Tyson, cool dude. Tyson really don't rock with everybody. But I was thinking about this too, though. In my building and in my pod, it's a decent amount of dudes in there from his city. You know what I mean? It's a decent amount of dudes in there from his city. So like, you never know how that can go. That's a wild card right there, because you never know how that's gonna go. If someone gonna come in and be geographical and try to get with their crew and da-da-da-da, you never know how it's gonna go. But like, in the beginning though, when I met Tyson, like he wasn't on that. Like, but like for real, I think everybody was in that part. Like everybody, like, you know, I had my Norfolk dudes I kick it with, but I would kick it with my celly. He was from DC. I would kick it with Tyson. Tyson went from Norfolk. I would kick it with a few other people that weren't from the town, just on the strength that, like, man, everybody in here being cordial, man. All us trying to get transferred to Lawrenceville. So when I viewed Tyson to be how he was on Sussex 2, I felt like he was gonna be the same way when he come in our building, y'all. So boom. So a little time went on, the afternoon came, and I told my homeboy, like, yo, look, man, I hope they move my little homeboy over here, man. He like, who? I'm like, man, little dude named Tyson, man, that was on Sussex 2, man, from such and such. He was like, for real? I'm like, yeah, he cool, though. I was like, man, he cool, though, man. I ain't want to tell my homeboy that he bring that pack. You know what I mean? But I'm like, oh, bro, he cool, bro. He cool. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of just waiting to see where he gonna go at. So as I'm standing on the top tier and I'm looking around, I see a couple of dudes run to the front door. As dudes ran to the front door, I was like, yo, what's going on in the hallway? They was like, they just brought some intakes in. So when I was about to come down the steps, I'm coming down the steps immediately, y'all. As I'm getting ready to come down the steps, I hear somebody say, ew! The door open up, the slide open up, slide open up. You just seen two dudes walk in. First you seen a tall, slim dude walk in, and he came in, and right behind him, you just seen little Tyson coming in with his cart, like he was pushing the cart. So I was like, man, this can't be possible, man. This is unbelievable. I was like, this is unbelievable. So I go down the steps. He see me, he was like, man, what's up, man? I said, man, it took forever to call you because my annual review was in March. His annual review was in May. So like he was like 2 months behind me as far as annual review. But like I say, I seen people leave fast. I seen people leave slow. My annual review was in March. They called me in May or something like that. I think I got transferred in May. I think that's what it was. But like to see bro accomplish what we was trying to do, it was great. It was good seeing. I ain't gonna lie. It was good seeing that jump, man. So we got up. I was like, bro, what cell they tell you going to? He was like, man, they tell him I'm going into the handicap cell. So I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah, the one. He was like, yo, cell such and such back. That's it right there, right? I'm like, yeah. He was like, why they call it handicap cell? I was like, bro, because it be dudes in there that's handicapped. So he was like, man, that's crazy, man. He was like, for real, I might not want to stay in that junk though, Weezy, man. I was like, no. He was like, bro, you know what I'm trying to do though, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, yeah, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, but for the most part though, dude, you know what I mean? Dude don't be in the cell like that. You know what I mean? I was like, he just be in a wheelchair from time to time, He was like, man, I don't know. So like, he was worried about that. So I took him back there to his cell. He put his stuff up, man. You know what I mean? He started feeling, you know what I mean? He started, you know, like you in Lawrenceville now, he started putting his stuff up. So I gave him like 5-10 minutes to put his stuff up, and I walked to the door. So when I got to his door, I was like, yo, bro, you trying to go up? He was like, what? He was like, man, you got something? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, you think they gonna try to piss us? I was like, nah, bro, they don't be pissing on this joint, bro. He was like, they don't piss. I was like, bro, they do not piss on this joint, bro. I said, I haven't been pissed yet since I've been up here, bro. And I've been going up every day. You hear me? He was like, all right, where at, though? I was like, in my cell upstairs. He was like, where your cell at? I was like, up there. So he was like, all right, let me put my stuff up. So he put his stuff up. So I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna sell such and such. I'm gonna be up there. He was like, all right. So I shoot to the cell. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting probably like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm putting oil on the lamp. I done rolled up, waiting for him like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like 10 minutes rolled by. I'm like, oh, bro, what? I go in the door and look. When I go in the door and look, I seen him. He was sitting at the table with these dudes. You know what I mean? Now the dudes he's sitting at the table with, man, we're gonna call the main character of these dudes, man. We're gonna call him Kurt. Now, Kurt was the oldest one out of all of these dudes that I'm about to name. That's why I'm talking about him. Now, Kurt was bald-headed, brown-skinned dude, had the gold teeth. You know what I mean? He was a little bit more seasoned than the young dudes he used to be around. But I forgot about him. He is from the same city as the nigga Tyson. So, like, when I see them at the table, like, you know, it's 4 people that can fit at a table. So it's the dude Kurt, his 2 homeboys, which was this kind of chubby fat dude a little bit, young boy, and then there was another little brown-skinned slim dude. They all sitting at the table with the nigga Tyson. So they got Tyson at the table. Tyson just like, you know, Tyson just talking. You know, he mingling. You know, these the people from where he's from. These the people from his city. So, you know, I'm guessing he's getting acquainted with these guys. Like, this is the things you have to do sometimes when you come in penitentiary, because everybody is from somewhere. So you want to see people from where you're from. So he at the table talking to them. They talking, they having a conversation. And as they having a conversation, the conversation just get longer and longer. So like, I done rolled up, so I'm ready to go up. So I step out. I'm looking at him from through the door at first. I step out. I was like, hey, Tyson, what's up? He was like, oh. He was like, yo, part yourself. I'll be back. Dude looked at me. I seen the old head dude, Kurt, look back. He was like, he looked back. He was like, yo, pot us up, man. So he shot up the steps. Bump, 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 bump. He come up the steps. He was like, my bad, Weezy, man. I was like, come on, bro, hurry up, bro. So he come in the cell. We get in the cell. He was like, man. He was like, yo, bro, it's junk nice in this junk, bro. He was like, man, this junk sweet, bro. I was like, yeah, that's what's up, man. I was like, what's going on, though? I was like, ain't they from your city? He was like, yeah, they from my city, man. The old head dude, Kurt, like, you know what I mean? He'd say, you know, my aunt, he used to mess with my aunt back in the day. Like, you know, we a little saying he ain't from my hood, but a couple of other dudes, I know them too, you know what I mean? So he was just talking. So he was like, yeah. So he was like, yeah, what's up with them though? I was like, man, I don't really, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't never really conversated with them. Like, you know, I'm fairly new to this block too. You know what I mean? Like probably 6 months, 4 months. I was like, but I don't really talk to them dudes. You know what I mean? I don't really talk to them like that. I was like, they all right, but I never really held conversation. He was like, oh, everything good though. So me and him hit the Feezy. We chilled. Kicked it for a minute. He was asking me all type of questions like, yo, what's this about? What's that about? I'm like, yo, listen, bro. I said, man, I went to the VI, bro. And when I went to that VI, bro, it was everything that we heard the stories about, bro. He was like, oh, the bullpen? I was like, bro, listen. Bro, that junk is righteous, bro. Like, you can do whatever you want, bro. You can do whatever you want in that junk, man. I was like, man, you can come back with chips and be sitting in there. They let you eat your food in that bullpen if you still got food while you waiting to go back. I said, bro, listen, it's sweet, bro. The junk dumb sweet, bro. He was like, I'm about to tear this joint up, bro. He was like, man, for real, I want to tell my mama, you know what I mean? I'm up here and stuff, man. He was like, man, well, I'm about to get right, Weezy. I was like, bro, this is the time to get right. This isn't no I said, bro, this camp is dumb sweet. That's the only reason why I'm not in the car yet with nothing. I said, because I haven't found an opportunity. I said, but look, bro, I'm about almost a year up here. I'm not doing no rushing. I know my time's going to come. I was like, with that being said, though, bro, I was like, look, though, what's up, though, bro? I was like, man, like, you already know you gave me the play when we was on Sussex 2. I said, I ain't trying to get in your way. I said, but at the same time, though, bro, like, what's good, bro? Like, man, I'm sitting in the jump, bro. I'm gagging, bro. Like, bro, I spent so much money on Lala. Like, I'm tired of paying these dudes, bro. I'm calling to the crib for more money than I ever asked for, bro. I was like, bro, what's up, bro, man? What's up? He was like, what you mean? I was like, bro, what you mean what I mean, bro? Like, bro, I'm trying to get in the car, bro. Bro. He was like, see, the only thing about that is that my mama be getting the smoke for me. My mama be getting the la for me, man. And she just, you know, she bag it up and, you know, like, can you get anything else? At that particular moment, like, you know, I haven't even, like, got cool with my homeboys that's across the hall from Norfolk, who I be telling y'all I was making plays with over there, like, getting the hottest chicken in the deep, you know what I mean? I haven't got cool with them yet. So at that particular moment, no, I couldn't get nothing other than Lala. So I'm like, nah, bro, I can't get nothing but Lala. He was like, man, see, she already get it. He was like, man, I'm saying, you know, like, bro, I know you wanted a car though. He was like, man, but that's just how I set up Weezy. I don't really need nobody. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, I respect that. Like he clapped me nice. It wasn't like with no BS, like he was just trying to spin me or lie or something, man. Like he let me down easy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was just like, yo, bro, look, I get that. I was like, man, but if you ever need anybody to get some Lala, bro, I was like, man, I can get my peoples to meet your peoples wherever they want to, and I can get a zip of Lala, bro. I'm letting you know now. And this is still middays, you know what I mean? He was like, bro, look, I'm gonna keep it in mind. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep that joint in mind, man. I was like, all right, that's what's up, man. So we finished hitting the Feezy. He was like, man, appreciate it, man. You know what I mean? He dipped. So when he dipped, I went on to finish doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? I went on and finished doing what I was doing. And I kind of forgot, like, the conversation me and him had. But, like, for real, when I had got back to thinking about it again, it was just like, man, like, bro clapped me. I've been clapped before, you know what I mean? But it makes sense, though. Like, he says mom bring him the pack. So, like, he really don't need nobody to really get him nothing. Like, his mom don't need nobody to get him nothing because his mama gonna make sure he all right anyway. If your mama bring you the pack, your mama gonna make sure you're straight. And that's just what it is. That's just, you know what I mean? So usually majority of the time when there's a situation like that, nobody really needs a third party to be able to join the car. Now, I have gotten in the car with somebody who mama was bringing the car before, and it happened on Sussex too. But like now, I feel where he's coming from, man. Like, why divide when he can have the whole pie, y'all? So boom. So everything was understandable on that, man. I was getting it. I was cool with it, and I was just trying to live on, man. I was just trying to continue living my life. So, you know, now that bro is in here, he see what's going on. I already know if he gets something, I'm a lock. That's how we play anyway, you know what I mean? So, homeboy came in the cell. My homeboy came over to my cell. And when he walked in the cell, he was like, what's up, man? You know the little dude that just got in the joint? I was like, yeah. He was like, you rest with him? I was like, yeah, he cool. He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, he down there kicking it with Kurt pet ass. I was like, man, I don't really like Kurt, man. I ain't never really deal with that old head, man. Like, they wanted no gang. Like, they won't banging nothing. But, like, it was like he was like one of those dudes that kind of showed, like they was their own gang slightly, man. Like, he was the leader. He called the shots. Like, he gave that type of vibe. If y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all ever met somebody like that. So I never really, you know what I mean? So my homeboy was like, yeah, it was good with him. I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to get nigga bring that pack. Man, I was like, man, he bring that pack. I was trying to get that pack, bro, out, bro. But he was like, he ain't trying to do it. I'm like, nah, I don't know. He was like, you know he ain't gonna do it now. I was like, why you say that? He was like, come here. I was like, what? He was like, look. So I was like, look. He's like, come on, let's stand out on the railing. So we walked out my cell. And I came out. As I was coming out the door, I looked, man, I got a good look. All I seen was Tyson. Tyson was walking back and forth from the microwave. Kurt, he was over here. The chubby dude was doing something. The other dude was at the table cutting up some sausages. I focused in. I just seen Tyson like this with a swole bag, like walking to the microwave. He was like, then he put it down. He had the soup. He just started crushing on soup. Psh, psh, psh. My homeboy looked at me. He was like, shh, you can forget about getting in that car now, Weezy.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.